Alright, hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about area of trapezoids. Hooray! So in our last set of notes we talked about area of rectangles, squares, triangles, parallelograms, and rhombuses. And today we'll go through area of a trapezoid. In our next class, we'll go on to talk about area of other regular polygons. Today's is also pretty straightforward. You've probably learned the formula for the area of a trapezoid before. If not, I'll remind you of it. But we'll throw in some problems where we also have to do some stuff that we've learned before with geometry. So, okay, area of a trapezoid. So first, let me start with, if I draw a picture of a trapezoid over here, kind of see what a trapezoid looks like. We can take that trapezoid and let's say I'm going to divide it into triangles, right? So I've got a triangle here that I'm looking at, and then I also have a triangle here that I'm looking at, right? Well, we already know that the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So let's say I look at this triangle, and I'm going to make this my base, so I'll call it base 1. And the height of that triangle would be here, right? If I draw in that altitude there for the triangle, so that's my height. So I could get the area of that triangle, right? Now, if I'm looking at the yellow triangle, I'm going to use this one up here as my base because that's my other base of my trapezoid. So that kind of works with a triangle. And then if I want to look at that triangle's height, well, again, I want to draw a perpendicular to that line, or to that base, which would go here, right? So it would be that guy there, would be our height. Oops, no, I did that wrong. No, I didn't. Okay. So you can see how the height of each triangle there is actually the height of the trapezoid. And actually, to see that height, you'd have to kind of draw it out this way. There's your height of that triangle. But you can see how it's the same height as the trapezoid, right? Because I have to go from this vertex over here. I kind of drew it a little off, but you can see it better. Here, let me fix it so it makes more sense. Let's see. Make it look better. Whoops, got rid of my trapezoid there. Okay, so if I want that height, then I would go from this vertex to that thing over there, which I'd have to extend. So that would be our height. But it's the same as the height of the trapezoid, right? So to get my area of my trapezoid, I would do the area of the first triangle plus the area of the second triangle. Well, the first one we said was 1/2 base 1 times the height, plus the other one is 1/2 base 2 times the height. They both have a 1/2 and they both have a height, so I can factor out the 1/2 and I can factor out the height, and then all that's left is base 1 plus base 2. So there is our formula for area of a trapezoid. It is 1/2 times the height times the first base plus the second base. Okay, and if the explanation of why doesn't make sense, that's okay. As long as you know the actual formula, that's all you got to know here. Okay, one other quick reminder with trapezoids. Back several units ago, back in first semester, we talked about the median or the midsegment of a trapezoid. So if I'm looking at a trapezoid, remember that my median is, let me do a different color here. If I take the midpoint of that leg and the midpoint of that leg and I connect those two together, that is the median of the trapezoid. And to find the length of the median, we do the average of the two bases. So it'd be 1/2 base 1 plus base 2. It's just kind of a reminder there of how to find the median of a trapezoid, because you'll see those in a couple problems coming up. Okay, so let's go through a couple examples with area of a trapezoid. First one, just find the area of each trapezoid. So remember, we're doing, to get our area, we're going to do 1/2 times the height times the first base plus the second base. In a trapezoid, remember your bases are the sides that are parallel. Maybe we'll put that up here. So remember, the bases are the parallel sides. So we remember, right? And then your height is perpendicular to your base. So we'll write that on here as well. your height is perpendicular to the bases. Okay, so on this trapezoid, if I'm looking at the bases, the ones that are parallel to each other, that would be the 6 and the 12, right? So we've got 1/2, I don't know my height yet, times base 1 is 6, plus base 2 is 12. Okay, to find the height, we're going to draw in a perpendicular here from the base, or to the two bases. And it would be, in this case, because our two legs are both 5 over here, that means it's an isosceles trapezoid. So that means that our height is the same. I'm sorry, each leg is the same there. But it also tells me that if this base is 6, then up here, this piece is also 6, and then I can split the rest of it. So if that's 6 of that 12, then I've got 6 left. So this would be 3, and this would also be 3. And then to get my height, I've got a right triangle here, right? If I look at this one, that is 3 and 5. So the missing side over here, if I do my Pythagorean theorem, or if you just know that's a Pythagorean triple, it's 3, 4, 5. So our height there would be 4. So then we can do 1/2 times 4 times 6 plus 12. That would be 2 times 12 plus 6 is 18. So the area of this trapezoid is 36. Okay. All right, there's our first one. Next up here, again, we've got one of our bases. This time we don't have the other base length, and we also don't have the height, which we can use here, or I can draw in a height. I kind of like to always draw in both heights. That way I see it. I can draw in that height. What we do know is that over here on the side, we've got a 45, 45, 90 triangle, because if that angle up there is 45, then this one also has to be 45, right? And 45, 45, 90 triangle, we know that the hypotenuse equals the leg times radical 2. So if our hypotenuse is 3 radical 2, then our leg, radical 2, we can get rid of both of those radical 2s, so our legs are both 3. So that's 3, and this is 3, right? Now we also know that this base down here is 4, which means this one up here is 4. So then that means that this whole thing up here would be 4 plus 3, which is 7. Okay, so then now to get the area of our trapezoid, I'm going to do 1/2 times the height, which in this case would be 3, times the sum of our two bases, which would be 4 plus 7. So that's 1/2 times 3 times 11. And then I could do that as just 33 halves, or we could write it as a decimal, but 33 halves is just fine. Okay. Ta-da. Okay, those two are pretty straightforward. We got another one down here. Find the area of that trapezoid. Again, I'm going to draw in my height. So there's one way to draw it. And have the other one here. Right? Let's see, this time, so we know again that we've got the 15 down there. Now I know this piece here is 4. Right, so let's see if that helps us at all. We've got a 30, 60, 90 triangle again. Really, actually, we don't need to know that that's 4. We just need to know our height because we've got both bases. So this is our 60-degree triangle, or 60-degree angle. Remember, in a 30, 60, 90, we need the height over here, which is across from the 30-degree angle. So that means that that is our short leg. So to find the short leg in a 30, 60, 90, we know that the long leg is equal to the short leg times radical 3. So if my long leg, we don't know the long leg, do we? No, we don't need the long leg. Wrong formula. We've got the hypotenuse over here is 12. So the hypotenuse is equal to 2 times the short leg. That's the one that makes sense, right? So if our hypotenuse is 12, then that means that our short leg is 6, and that would be the height of our trapezoid. So then to get our area, we're going to do 1/2 times the height times the sum of our two bases, which is 15 plus 4. Half of 6 is 3 times 19, which would be 57. Ta-da! Okay, let's put a line there so we can see between those. So a lot of these, you're just trying to find the different pieces you need, the bases or the height to fill into your area formulas. Okay, our next one. Find the area of a trapezoid with bases of 12 and 30 and base angles of 30 degrees. And I think this is supposed to be an isosceles trapezoid, so we're going to add that in here. Oh, I guess we don't have to know that, actually, because if I draw my trapezoid, right, I've got bases of 12 and 30, so this side's 12, this side's 30. My base angles are 30 degrees. Now, if those angles are congruent, then that means we've got an isosceles trapezoid, so those legs are congruent. We need to find the height of our trapezoid, which we can draw on either side. But that height makes those right triangles, right? Now, if I know the whole bottom base is 30, that top part is 12, so that means that this piece down here is 12. And then I can split the rest between my two triangles. 30 minus 12 would give me 18, so each of these is 9, right? And let's see, if that's our 30-degree angle, then that means that those 9s, that's our long leg of our triangle. And this over here would be our short leg, which is our height of our trapezoid. So this time we need that the long leg equals the short leg times radical 3. Okay, so if our long leg is 9, that equals our short leg times radical 3. So the short leg would be 9 divided by radical 3, which would be 9 radical 3 over 3 if I rationalize, which is just 3 radical 3 if we simplify. So the height of this triangle is going to be 3 radical 3. I'm sorry, height of the trapezoid or the triangle. Okay, so then we've got all the pieces we need. So to find the area of our trapezoid, we're going to do 1/2 times the height, which we said is 3 radical 3, times the sum of our two bases, which would be 12 plus 30. So then we've got, let's see, 12 plus 30, that's 42, right? You can kind of do this in different orders, but it's all multiplication. Oops, if I can add, right? There we go, 42. Half of 42, I'm going to take half of that, would be, so we get 3 radical 3 times 21, right? Half of 42. And then 21 times 3 would be 63 radical 3 for our area. Okay. All right, next one. And the area of a trapezoid with bases of 12 and 28 and legs of 17. Okay, so if we draw our trapezoid here, one of our base is 12, the other base is 28. It says both legs are 17, so again, we've got an isosceles trapezoid, right? We're going to draw in our height here. And again, it's important to know if it's an isosceles trapezoid because that means I can split the leftover on the bottom here. So again, I've got, this is 12. Because it's isosceles, then these two pieces here are going to be congruent. So I can take my 28 minus 12, which leaves us with 16. And then 16 divided by 2 means that's 8. And that's also 8. So then we've got a triangle here where we need to find our height. And we could use Pythagorean theorem for that. If you know this one, it's a Pythagorean triple. If not, you can do 8 squared plus the height squared would equal 17 squared. This is our height, right? So 64 plus the height squared equals 289. So your height squared equals 289 minus 64, which is 225. So our height is 15. So then to find the area of our trapezoid, we'll do 1/2 times our height, which is 15, times the sum of our two bases, So that's 1/2 of 15. 12 plus 28 is that 30? No, 40, right? We can do math. Yep, 40. Half of 40 is 20, so that's 15 times 20, which is 200. That's 300. So our area of that trapezoid is 300. Okay. One last example here. Find the median of a trapezoid that has an area of 75 centimeters squared and a height of 5 centimeters. So looking for slightly different calculation here. But let's see if we've got it. Let's draw it first. We've got our trapezoid. We don't know the bases. We know the height. So if I draw in the height of my trapezoid here, that's 5. And it'd be the same on the other side. Right? What we don't know are the two bases, but we want to find the median. Well, to find the median, remember it's the average of the two bases. So 1/2 base 1 plus base 2, right? But we don't know either of our bases. Okay, well, let's use our formula for area because it looks pretty similar to, oops, I forgot my height, to the formula for a median, right? The only difference is we're going to multiply by height. So if I wanted to make these two formulas be the same on the right side, I just need to get rid of that h. So then actually I'm going to divide the whole right side by h and the left side. So I'd get the area divided by the height would equal 1/2 base 1 plus base 2. And that formula, well, that is the formula for our median, right? So the area divided by the height would equal our median. And those are the two things that we were given, the area and the height. So to find the median, oops, I'm going to do my area of 75 divided by the height, which is 5. So the length of the median is 15. Ta-da! Okay. So there's another way to get the median of a trapezoid is you can take the area divided by the height. You may not have to do that calculation. You might know the bases of the trapezoid to find the median, but that's another way you can get it. Okay. All right, homework is in OneNote. It is bookwork. Answers are already posted if you need to check them. I've also got answers to homework 1 posted, so you can go back and check over those if you need to. We will go over questions on both homework 1 and 2 in our next class where we do regular polygons. See you guys soon.